Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Zombie, and welcome back again to another video. And today I wanted to make a video that I've been meaning to make for quite a bit of time. It's something that's been on my mind a lot, and originally I was gonna do like a super edited video, but I figured it would be better to just kind of sit down and talk, because this is something that has been boiling for a while in me. And I never really had an outlet to talk about this stuff until now. So I made a video recently where I basically said I was coming back, and I am coming back, but not in, I guess, the way where I just upload videos again and everything is just the same. I've actually am starting over. I am starting YouTube over completely, and there are a couple of reasons to this. Now, first thing first, if you do want to follow my new YouTube channel, there should be a link in the description, pretty much anywhere where you can access my new YouTube channel, a card, etc. It will be there. It is called Zombie Wars, but it is spelled differently. It's Wars with a W-U-R-S, which is a little stupid, I know. But there's a reason behind that as well. So, my new YouTube channel is going to be focused on Dead by Daylight content, because that is a game that I really enjoy, and I find a lot of enjoyment from participating in that community. But I wanted to kind of explain my rationale for why I want to start YouTube all over again. First thing first, just because this is the shorter thing to explain, why I chose this name, Zombie Wars, is because I was thinking about just making a new name, just a completely new name to go by. I had, like, another alias I went by for a long time called Darkner, but I just don't really vibe with that name all that well. I really like Zombie Wars, that's my, Zombie Wars, I guess, is the name I go by. I've always gone by that name since I was, as long as I can remember, honestly. The earliest time I remember using that name was when I was like 9, because of Xbox 360, because that's the name I went by on the Xbox 360 back when I used to play like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. But I didn't want to give up that name, and instead of just like renaming my YouTube channel, you know, Zombie Wars, or, you know, just like changing this channel and my other channel into a completely different name, I didn't really want to do that either, because, you know, these two channels still mean something to me, and I don't want to just like change the name of them and just pretend like they were never called this or whatever. That's not what I want to do. And I also did want to go with a different name because of the history that's kind of attached to my YouTube channels, Zombie Wars SMT and Zombie SMT. Now, this goes into why I quit YouTube originally as well. But essentially, the reason why I am just kind of wanting to start over again is because I never meant to blow up on YouTube. I never meant to get famous. I never meant to gain any sort of audience when I was doing my videos. I was originally a Minecraft YouTuber who just made Minecraft videos because I was a kid, and I got kicked out of a SMP group I was in because the owner wasn't the best person, which I won't go into because that's like teenage drama from like 10 years ago. But I got kicked out of an SMP server, and I was kind of like, you know what, I don't want to do Minecraft stuff anymore. There's always drama going on. This is back when also like my favorite YouTubers were going through some stuff, who aren't my favorite anymore for reasons that got revealed, such as, you already know who. But anyways, so I decided that I was going to do videos on Five Nights at Freddy's, and so I did. I did not expect my FNAF videos to blow up the way they do, and even for a brief period of time, I was one of the most subscribed YouTubers in the entire Five Nights at Freddy's community, which I thought was insane. The only other YouTubers I can think of in the FNAF community that were more subscribed than me at the time was this one channel that uploaded FNAF gameplay, and this one channel, Smike, yes, Smike. Those are the only two YouTubers I can think of at the time that were more subscribed than me that I was aware of, which, you know, isn't me flexing. It's just, you know, I was happy about it at the time, but looking back at it, I was a kid. I was a stupid kid. I was very sheltered, and I'm sure a lot of my previous drama reflects that, but I was a very sheltered kid. And I am still of the firm belief that I should have never been, I guess, famous is the word, as young as I was, because I don't think I was ready to handle it. And I just regret it, to be honest. And I don't regret, you know, doing YouTube, of course, and I love that, you know, people enjoy my videos, but I just don't think I was ready for that sort of spotlight on me. And it got worse when I made my Minecraft channel, which is the channel that I'm uploading this to. I might also upload this to my, you know, Zombie Wars SMT channel as well, just because, you know, I wanted to make this video for a while. And I made my Minecraft channel, Zombie SMT, because there was a trend going on at the time for Minecraft roleplays, and this was back when Five Nights at Freddy's was kind of going through a drought, because this was between Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator, and I made videos on like news, theories related to the games. Fan games were kind of drying up, and there's just, the FNAF community was honestly, from what I thought was going to happen, was gonna die, which is funny looking back at it, but we had no news. Like, we didn't know Pizzeria Simulator was gonna happen, so I thought that, you know, the community was gonna die, and I was looking at making content somewhere else, because I still wanted to make YouTube videos, but there was just nothing to make FNAF videos on. And I was at the point where I was making FNAF GTA videos because I had nothing else to do. So I made a new channel, Zombie SMT, which is my most subscribed channel, and I made Minecraft roleplay videos on, and I made videos with Mango Tango, and a couple other of my friends, and it was really fun. I've always wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber. It felt more right to me than doing FNAF, because I always wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber when I made my videos. I never really meant to blow up with Five Nights at Freddy's, and as much as I love the series, because it's one of my favorite series of all time, you know, I was close with Scott Cawthon, not close with Scott Cawthon, but I talked with Scott Cawthon very frequently through emails, which I thought was really cool at the time. You know, I just thought it was really cool that I was very immersed in this community that was relatively popular, to the point where I'm like, emailing the creator. A lot of people watch my videos for news and for theories. You know, that was cool, but I wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber. That's what I wanted to be originally, and that's what I always wanted to be when I started my channel. And I felt like I had more creativity with my Minecraft channel, because I wasn't just limited to one series where, you know, with respect to Scott Cawthon, where if I didn't cover whatever he was doing, then it was just, I had no videos to make, or my content, you know, was just boring, because I would just be recycling the same stuff over and over again. And at least with Minecraft, I was kind of able to do my own thing. Granted, you know, I still had to follow trends, because that's just how it is with, you know, YouTube, but I was able to do more things with Minecraft just because of the nature of Minecraft. You're able to pretty much do whatever you want. So, you know, I was very, very happy that I blew up with my Minecraft channel. I was actually really surprised that I blew up. I was doing... It's kind of funny how I blew up with my Minecraft videos. I was doing a FNAF World roleplay, and I did a joke episode where I did Five Nights in Anime, because, you know, Five Nights in Anime is just a ridiculous concept of a game. It's funny, though. I believe Marisu is the name of the developer. I'm not mocking it or anything. I just think it's very funny, because, you know, I blew up because of Five Nights in Anime. Because I realized, I saw that my FNAF World roleplay video where I did Five Nights at Anime, which was a joke episode, it was supposed to be a one-off thing, blew up so much. Like, it was so out there compared to my other videos. I'm like, I'm gonna make a whole series on this. So I made a Five Nights at Anime roleplay that consisted of like 200 episodes of my YouTube channel. I was doing these Five Nights at Anime episodes like every day, and I don't even remember what I did in them, to be honest. I kind of just like made up stuff that very same day, and then recorded it like an hour later, and then uploaded it. Like, I genuinely don't remember anything that happened besides the, like, Purple Girl was the main antagonist, so maybe people who have watched my videos remembers it more than I do, but no, I don't remember anything of it, to be completely honest. But that's what blew me up for my Minecraft videos, and from there I kind of shifted away from the roleplay videos because I was kind of falling out of them. I didn't really like the collab with other YouTubers. It's just never been my thing. I can name a handful of times I've collabed when I did the FNAF videos. I did maybe one video with Dawko. I did maybe 3 or 4 with a friend of mine, the name Ginger, Ginger Shadow. I can't think of many times I've collabed with my FNAF videos, and when I did, it was relatively early on in the FNAF days. And then when Minecraft, you know, came around, the Minecraft roleplays, I pretty much had to collab for all of them, and I like collabing with Mango Tango. Those were the only collabs I was really very comfortable doing. But you know, I collabed with other YouTubers like Unspeakable, Moosecraft, a couple other YouTubers, and besides my friends, my IRL, not my IRL friends, but my online friends, that I would say that I talk to every day. Those are the videos I like making collabs with because they're my, like, you know, not that these people aren't my actual friends, but they're people I talk to on a consistent daily basis. Like, you know, I play games with every day. I like making videos with those people, and those are the people I like collabing with usually, because I just feel like I'm more myself in my videos, because I like being authentic, which is kind of funny, considering what I'm going to talk about in a bit. So I was making my Minecraft videos, and eventually I moved on to the modding stuff, which is what I've always wanted to do. Growing up, I used to watch Sky Does Minecraft when I was a kid, and I was very much into the modding community. I love Minecraft mods, and you know, drama aside with Sky Does Minecraft, at the time, meeting Sky Does Minecraft was probably the biggest impact on me when it comes to my YouTube career, was meeting Sky Does Minecraft, which makes me a little emotional because of all the stuff that's come out since then about them. But meeting Sky Does Minecraft was probably the biggest thing that's happened to me in my YouTube career, because that was the thing I've always wanted to do since I was a child, was meet Sky, and I was able to do it. When I did my Minecraft videos, I met him at PAX South, and that was like the moment for me that defined my YouTube career, which is really funny, because I felt like I was there. I was making my Minecraft videos. I was like on par with one of my favorite creators I grew up with. It was really nice for me. And but since then, you know, doing the mod videos, I started to notice that my videos weren't doing as well, and you know, that's fine, but you know, I was so involved in YouTube. You know, I've been doing this since I was 13 years old as a career. Like, I didn't just go on to this when I was like already done with high school. Like, I grew up doing YouTube. I was 13 when I first started going, I guess, viral with my FNAF videos. I was 13 years old, so I was a kid. Like, I was a kid. I was in middle school. Like, I kind of am happy that I did at the same time, because that's like the best childhood one can, I guess, have. But at the same time, I just was not ready for that kind of responsibility, and I did a lot of mistakes, and I got way too involved with it. I didn't understand the concept of, I guess, work and I guess the real world, and that's one thing I'm very happy I'm very much aware of now. But I was very involved in YouTube in a very unhealthy way. I remember spending all day, every day, video editing, recording, script writing, etc. I would make like 3 to 6 videos a day across multiple channels, some of which don't exist anymore, which I'm a little sad about, but some of which don't exist anymore. Like, I've had a gaming channel before where I just did variety gaming for fun because it was just like a creative outlet. I had a reaction channel that got terminated, and instead of just being for copyright reasons, it was held for ransom, but that's, 10 years ago, so I'm not gonna talk about that. But there was a lot of things I've done, and I was doing that every day, an unhealthy amount, and I was so involved with it, seeing my YouTube channel die. I started making videos that were just so not, I guess, what I wanted to make anymore. Like, the Portal videos were cool and all, don't get me wrong, but I felt like I was actually just making videos on anything, where the point where if I was still, I guess, where I was today on YouTube, I would probably be making like Portal to the Skibidi Toilet Dimension or something, which is something I don't even want to think about doing, because as a 24-year-old man, I don't want to do that. But yeah, I started to realize that it was getting too much. And then around that time is also when I started transitioning, which is a whole nother can of worms, but I'm not going to get too much into that because it's not really relevant to this video, besides for the fact that when I started transitioning, I thought about everything going on in my life, and I was like, I'm going to go get my GED, I'm going to stop doing YouTube, and I'm going to go to college and get a degree in something I want to do as a career. So around this time, I quit making YouTube videos. I didn't really announce it, I just kind of stopped uploading, and that, that's part of why my channel is so bad now compared to how it used to be. And I just left it because for a while I had this hatred, this absolute burning hatred towards my YouTube channel. I didn't think I would ever touch making videos again. I did come back for a little bit every here and there just to kind of see how I felt, but I had this absolute hatred towards making videos and YouTube as a whole, because I feel like it was all that I was. I felt like that I was not good for anything else, and I felt like that thing I did have is just gone now because of, I guess, at the time I thought the YouTube algorithm, but in reality it was me not being good at adapting and deciding that, I wouldn't cross certain boundaries when it came to content creation. So I quit, and I came back a couple times, tried doing different things to see if it would stick, and it didn't. And I kind of silently went away, and I've been radio silent from YouTube really since then, besides coming back here and there, and a lot has happened. A lot. Well, for one, I started, working real jobs. I don't, not that YouTube isn't a real job, but, I started working, I fill out a W-2 now, that sort of thing. So, I started working again. I finally live on my own in my, in a completely different state, from my family. I have, met a lot of new people in my life, and I've been trying to just settle down and start my own life the way I see it, and I feel like I'm doing a good job at it, although I can't say I'm 100% there, because I don't think anyone can. But I started going to college. I am almost done with my degree now, which is great. I have done so many things like that. Just working on the stuff that I've been putting aside since doing YouTube, because I thought YouTube would be my forever thing. Well, around the time I started to detransition and realize that, you know, I wasn't actually trans, and that was just a temporary feeling for me, I decided that I also wanted to review how I looked at YouTube, because it's a big part of my life. YouTube will always be a part of my life. Like, regardless of what I do in the future, YouTube was something I did for almost 10 years of my life, and it was a big deal. I've done so many things that a lot of people can't say that they've done because of YouTube. I've done so many things that I dreamed of doing when I was a kid. You know, I went from having to steal my neighbor's Wi-Fi, who, by the way, lived in a different house, so it wasn't even like apartment stealing Wi-Fi. Like, they lived across the street, and I still somehow got their Wi-Fi, and I was playing Minecraft with like 500 ping. And then I started to be able to, like, go to conventions and sign stuff for people. Like, I signed a hot dog one time next to one of my favorite YouTubers at the time, because he was so young as well, ZexyZek. Something I didn't think I would ever do, I was doing. So, I don't regret it. I don't regret doing YouTube, and I still want to do YouTube. But it will not be a career for me. It will not be something I do as a job. It will not be something that I do 100% of my time to anymore, and it is something that I need to move on from, at least from what my original 2 channels are, because it just isn't who I am. And if I say otherwise, that would be me lying, because, I mean, I want you to put yourself in my shoes. Think about who you were when you were, if you're watching this now as an adult, I should say. If you're watching this as an adult, put yourself in the shoes of you when you were 13 years old, or 12 years old, around that age. And then compare to yourself now, as like an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old. I'm 24 now, so I blew up over 11 years ago on YouTube. I'm not the same person I was when I was 13 years old. You know, I am a very different person now, and I just can't keep up that same, I guess, image or mentality that I used to have. And I know that's not required to keep making videos, which I'll get into why in just a bit, but I just can't be the same Zombie Wars SMT or the same Zombie SMT that people that watch my channel either grew up watching or remember me by. I'm not that same person. I am a very different person than I was when I made videos, and I had a hard time accepting that is the case, but that is the case. And even if I was, I don't think I have the energy to upload as much as I used to. So, a second reason why I am doing this, making a new channel and starting over, there's, I guess, 2 sub-reasons. The first reason is that I don't really have any interest in making Minecraft content, and the first reason is that I don't really want to talk about my transition, which is stuff that I was making videos on for a little bit, because I feel like that's something very personal to me, and I honestly just kind of want to move on from it. And it's not that I want to just pretend it never happened, but it just isn't relevant to my life anymore, and I don't feel like I want to make videos about trans-related stuff as someone who isn't trans anymore. And in general, I just don't really want to talk about it, because it's something I want to move on from. And you know, as for Minecraft, is because I don't want to make Minecraft videos. So the second reason is I want to do YouTube not as a career, but for fun. And even though I can just upload videos here, and you know, they'll still get a couple 100 to 1,000 views, it is very depressing uploading a video to a channel that has 1 million subscribers, and at the rate that it's going, I'm probably going to go under 1 million subscribers at some point, but I'm uploading these videos to a channel with 1 million subscribers, and my views are lucky to breach over 5,000, unless it's about me being trans. It's lucky to breach over 5,000 views, and that is upsetting, not because of the view count, but because of what the channel is and It seems like every time I upload a new video or I upload anything, every comment is either a couple of things. I'm so happy you're uploading again, which I don't mind, but it feels like every time I do upload a video, that's all I get is, I'm so happy you're uploading again, you know, you've been gone for so long. The second one is talking about me being trans or not trans, which sometimes is relevant to the video, but even when I was trans, it was on every video I made ever. And the third comment is about Mango Tango, which I've already addressed before. And the fourth one, which I don't think I said 4, I think I said 3, but there's a fourth one that really grinds me, and that's people pointing out the view count to subscriber count or saying things like I fell off, which is true. I did fall off, but I don't see why that needs to be brought up all the time, and I don't really care because I just don't care. You know, usually if you grow a channel and then dip for 4 years, that tends to happen. But I just want to start over again, and I want to be able to upload videos without looking at YouTube stats and it always being in the red. It's very disappointing as a creator, working really hard on a video, and then every time you upload, it's red or it's negative, and you know, thus YouTube pushes out less. It's really hard to get out of that hole. You know, YouTube, I guess, as an algorithm or however YouTube works, sees a channel that has 1 million subscribers and uploads a new video and it barely gets any views. I don't care that it does or doesn't, but, you know, as it works on YouTube, since it barely gets any attention for such a large channel, it's deemed as not a good video to promote, and it never goes anywhere. So I am just at a point where I'm like, I want to kind of move on from Zombie Wars SMT and Zombie SMT. I want to just move on from that. I'm not the same person I once was, and I made a lot of mistakes I regret doing YouTube that I wish I can take back. A lot of drama I wish I didn't, you know, start because I was a stupid kid. Some of which I never apologized for. So, I guess I will in this video. And one of the things I remember for a very long time that I never apologized for is I started drama when I was a kid. I'm talking about like I was like 15 maybe, with Kane Carter from Pop Goes. He said something about, again, it was so long ago that I can barely remember the situation, about it being weird emailing Scott Cawthon, and I took that personally, being the, you know, the kid that, you know, being the 15-year-old autistic FNAF hyperfixated kid that I was. I took that as really personally, and I just said some things that weren't true, and that was not responsible of me, and I guess 10 years later wanted to apologize and say that I'm sorry for that, and I am really sorry about, you know, that whole interaction that's happened. There's a couple of other instances that's happened back then too. I had a really large ego when I made these videos back then, and I thought, like, I was everything. I remember at one point I even asked Scott Cawthon to, I think, pause the release of Sister Location because I couldn't make videos on it because of a hurricane. But no, a lot of crazy stuff back then that I really regret, like venting about my family life and just stuff that I was just not responsible for. There was this petition that went on that I remember very clearly that was from trolls that were like, Zombie was too young for the internets or whatever, and I'm like, you know, honestly, yeah, maybe I was, because I kind of regret a lot of the stuff I did, but, you know, you live and you learn, and that's all I really have to say. But I'm making this new channel to move on from, you know, my old self, and to kind of just start a new chapter with YouTube, because I want to start over again. I want to grow again. I want to enjoy the stuff I make again. I don't want every time I make a new video to kind of feel pointless. I want what I do to actually feel like it has purpose and passion to it. And I do still, you know, the YouTuber in me wants to see it grow, and, you know, analytics, I want to see it go good. And that's never going to happen with, you know, this channel that you're watching on. And that's just, you know, a sad reality. But also, regardless, I would want to make a new channel anyways. That's aside from the fact that making Dead by Daylight content would be such a stark contrast from making, you know, Minecraft videos. And I've been wanting to make DBD videos for a while. I kind of went back and forth on making Dead by Daylight videos throughout YouTube, but I think what really solidified this decision for me was the Dead by Daylight X FNAF announcement. Because, you know, FNAF is kind of what FNAF is what started my career with YouTube, and it has a very special place in my heart. And I mean, I have 2 FNAF tattoos, for crying out loud, but I saw this as an opportunity to start back on a on YouTube, on a new community, on a new sort of type of videos, while also having a little piece of the old stuff that I used to make videos on in that new realm of content as well. So a little piece of my old self, I guess, is in my my new stuff, which is, you know, kind of a cringe way at looking at it, but, you know, it really was something that I thought about for a little bit after the FNAF X DVD announcement, because Dead by Daylight is one of my favorite games of all time. The only game I think that beats it is Baldur's Gate, to be honest, but that's, you know, in terms of playtime, Dead by Daylight is probably the #1 played game if you discount Minecraft, because of just the nature of Minecraft being a game I played since I was 13, but 12 actually. But Dead by Daylight is something I'm really excited to make videos on. I have a lot of ideas with it. There's a lot of type of videos I want to make, and overall, it's just a game I'm really passionate about. I mean, speaking of tattoos, I have, I guess, well, I had 2, but now I guess I have 3 Dead by Daylight tattoos, considering Springtrap's coming into the game soon. So, yeah. I don't have too much more I want to talk about. This has just kind of been a video where I wanted to just address everything I've been thinking about out loud, just in one take, unedited. So I'm not gonna, like, clip anything to, I guess, sound better or whatever. I'm literally just speaking into a microphone. I've been thinking about what I was gonna say all day while I was at work, because this is just something I've wanted to do, and I feel like this is a decision I am very firm on, and it's something I tried doing. Like, I've uploaded videos, even just recently. I uploaded a video a couple days ago to this channel just to see how I felt, and it just didn't feel right to me. So I am starting over again, and if you want to continue to support my work, and if you're interested in that type of content, I recommend you subscribe to my new channel. If you are not, then don't subscribe to my new channel, because I also don't want to get a bunch of subscribers again if, you know, you don't want to actually watch my videos. But yeah, I don't really have too much else I want to talk about. I don't want to drag this on for too long, but I don't know if I'm going to still make content on these old channels, because I just want to kind of move on. That's kind of the whole point of moving on, is that you don't do it anymore. And I think that it would be better that, not that it's forgotten. I don't think it's better that, you know, my old channels are forgotten about, but I think it's better that I look at them as memories, and, I guess an example of, for me at least, obviously it would be kind of weird if other people thought this, but for me, I look back at my old channels as my childhood, and as something I did growing up. And now that I'm an adult, you know, I'm practically in my mid-20s, I want to do something that I find that I just have complete control over, and that I am just immersed in again. And I'm not trying to chase my childhood dream or my childhood self, because I don't want to compare myself to how I was the kid. That's something I'm very guilty of, and I compare myself to my old self all the time, but I can't be doing that my whole life. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to still follow me, like I said, subscribe to my new channel. Follow me on Twitter, or I guess X, if you want to call it that. I'm gonna call it Twitter. But yeah, I'm still active on there. I tweet all the time, so if you don't care about Dead by Daylight, but still are interested in following me, please do so there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys, and peace out. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me through all these years. So yeah, bye.